Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today I have a great hack for you. How to make your own checkerboard cake without expensive checkerboard cake pans that you need to buy. This is an easy hack to make. You can make a 2-layer checkerboard cake or a 3-layer checkerboard cake. And they're really cool. And I've done this with kids. It's a great thing to do with your own kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews, or yourself. It's fabulous and it's easy. Before we get started, I want you to click that notification button, and I'd like you to become a subscriber because I don't want you to miss any of my tips or videos because they're awesome. Now, checkerboard cakes are so cool because you don't know they're coming until people cut into the cake, and then you see the big reveal. That's what I love, but I don't want to buy the expensive cake pans, okay? So, I have made on another video a 3-layer yellow cake in a recipe for that on my YouTube video. And I also have a recipe for it. And I've taken that batter, it fills 3 9-inch round cake layers. You can make it plain, but today we're going to do checkerboard. And I've divided it about a little over 3 cups each in 2 bowls. And I have dyed each bowl a specific color. So today we're thinking spring. So we're doing pink and green. And I've prepared 3 9-inch round cake pans. So I've prepared them by greasing, flouring, and parchmenting, all right? And I put them down. Now, this is the fun part. So what we need to do now is make foil circles. We're going to make 2 concentric circles per pan. Now, if you want to just make 2 layers, you need to make 4 concentric circles. If you want to make 3 checkerboard layer, you need to make 6. So it's 2 concentric circles per pan of foil. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a 20-inch length of foil. And as it came out of the roll of foil, I just folded it in half lengthwise. I'm going to fold it in half again so that it's a little bit thinner. It's not so high. And you want to fold it really relatively neatly because this is where this is going to form almost like a cake pan within a cake pan. And that's how we're going to do it. Now, I've been doing this for years with my kids baking classes, and they're amazing. And you also need some paper clips. You want to make sure they're clean and they haven't been used or gone around the school or the office. And then what I want to do is I want to make a 6-inch round. So I'm going to come join the 2 sides together, and I want to make a 6-inch diameter round. But I want it to be pretty round, pretty perfectly round. So what I do is get a bowl that is about 6 inches in diameter. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to take this bowl and put it upside down. And I am going to paper clip my 2 pieces together, all right, like this. And I want to form it into a really, this is really not a circle, all right? So I really want to get a nice circle. So gently, just gently push. And this is about 6 inches in diameter. If you have a soup bowl, it'll work. And if it's not perfect, we're going to trim that. So I want to make sure that this is about 6 inches. Come over, I have a ruler here, you can see. So I want to get it about 6 inches, all right? And if it's moving, we don't want it to move, so we're going to cut, get some scissors and have them handy. And I'm just going to cut the excess off. All right. And just put them together. Again, going down and making sure you have about 6 inches in diameter. All you need is 1 paper clip per circle. If you want to do 2, that's fine. They're not going in the oven. So just remember, they're not going in the oven. I'll show you. That's the trick. It's so cool. All right. So I'm going to put that like that. All right. And that's a 6-inch round. We're just going to do it again, make sure it's round. All right. Now, if you have a paper clip, this paper clip's a little loose, so I'm going to go the other way, flip it the other way, so it won't come undone. Flip it and do it that way, so it stays nice and tight. Doesn't matter whether the paper clip's on the top or on the bottom, it doesn't matter, but just you want to get that round shape. All right. Now, I've already made 6-inch rounds. They have to be around the same size. We're making 3 layers. So I've made 3 of these, all right? And we're just gonna check to make sure that they all sit flat. You wanna make sure that they sit flat on the cake pan, because that's where we're gonna put them, all right? And we check our diameter. All right, we want it about 6. And the reason we want to have them all the same is because the colors are going to be one on top of the other. All right. So we're just going to have those. And then we want a little 3-inch diameter circle. All right. So I'm going to take a 12-inch piece of foil and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it and I'm going to make it pretty straight, folding it down lengthwise in half, and then doing it again. Fold it down lengthwise in half. So the ends really meet. You don't want any space under these circles because your batter's going to go in between. And we're going to alternate batters. So I'm going to have, that's not my little one, my little 3-inch diameter is around here. All right. And I have my other paper clip, and I'm just going to go like that, paper clip it, and you don't need big paper clips, get small ones, and I'm just sort of push. It's not going to fit all the way over this, but it's going to get it into a round shape. You want to get it into a round shape. So you see how that's round, and I want to make sure that this is 3 inches, and it's actually 4. So what you do is you choke up a little bit. Remember I showed you how to cut that little bit off. Choke up a little bit. This takes a little time because you want to get this right. That's 3. All right, just poof it down on there so it makes about 3. And as you make them, they should all fit one on top of the other so that they are about the same size. This one is slightly more than 3, so I'm just going to choke it up a little. Just choke it up a little, and then you can cut the excess if you want, or you don't even have to. All right, if it lays nice and flat. All right. Get it into a round. Whatever you have that's round, just get it round. Okay. And just sort of shape it. And don't bend it after. All right, so about 3. There we have it. All right. Now I'm going to take my cake pans. And this can get very messy. But it's a lot of fun. All right, so I get my prepared cake pan, 1. And you're going to take one of the bigger ones, the 6-inch round. All right. You take my round right here. And you want to make sure that it fits. So make sure it fits flat. And it's going to leave, I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. It's going to leave about maybe an inch from the side of the pan to the foil. So you're going to make concentric circles, maybe an inch with batter, so you could almost like little motes, all right? And then you're going to put your 3-inch one in there. So you see what I've done? Okay, like that, about an inch. And make sure that you keep them where they are. And then I'm going to take 2 pastry bags. You do not have to put plain round tips on them. I have. But if you don't want to, just cut a hole in them. Put them in a glass first before you fill them. And we're going to pipe pink on the outside one, the largest circumference, the largest diameter one, the largest circumference. And then I'm going to do green and then pink in the middle. All right. And you're just going to do a layer, and then we're going to do the same in one other pan. And in my last pan, we're going to reverse it. So instead of pink, green, pink, we're going to do green, pink, green. So that when you put one on top of the other, they'll be checkerboard. And it does work. It's great. It's so much fun. All right, so here we go. Let the batter be piped. So you're just going to fill. Do not overfill. You're going to have to fill them up again and again, so don't get upset. Just don't get upset about overfilling them. Do not overfill them is what I'm trying to say. Just underfill. Underfill. All right, you see that? I'm going to move this away. All right, so I'm going to pipe in the center. Actually, let me start on the outside for you. So I'm just going to do not get any on the sides and just keep piping. Just do one layer, you know, just one piping. Push, 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 push. You're going to try to get as even as possible. Now, I'm running out of batter already, so I did that on purpose. I do not want to overfill. Better to fill many times than overfill, and then you're going to get one color into the other. Remember, the real big rule here, you don't want the pink in the green. You don't want the pink in the green, and you don't want the green in the pink. All right, so make sure, and if it does come through the bottom now, because we've already, keep it over the bowl. Keep it over the bowl, and then before you do anything else, just go like that. And now I'm going to continue around. Okay, just going to go around until I've covered this area. It's a great project to do with kids. It really is fun. All right, you're not going to fill it too much. You just want to get the bottom covered. All right, and now I'm going to do the middle. And then that pan is done with the pink. And then we're going to do green. All right. And I already have some in here, so I'm not going to overfill it. You don't want to take the foil out yet. Don't take it out yet, the foil. You're going to take them off. You're actually going to slip them out before you bake them. And don't get upset if one layer is a little bit bigger than the other. Most of the time, once it's baked, you can't even really tell. All right, so I'm just going to go into the middle now. Remember that other one is going to be our green. And now stop. All right, stop, stop, stop. And I'm going to leave this on the side. I have a little offset, and I'm just going to move my pink around so that it's overly, and it's just evenly spread. Okay. It's just fun. This is a fun thing to do on a rainy day. It's a fun thing to do. And you just spread it so that it goes to the edge. The main thing is don't get too crazy and get it up the sides. So you can just see it's very, very neat. Now I'm going to take my other one. So much fun. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I have my green batter. You can do any colors you want. Here we're only doing one layer. All right, we're doing that slightly smaller circle. And remember, you don't want to overly pipe your batter because it's got to last for 2 more pans. Now, I've done this as 2-layer. 2 layers is a lot of fun too. So if you don't have the patience to do 3, don't worry about it. Now, again, I'm just going to go in there. The 2 colors look real pretty together. Okay. Don't get it in the pink. Don't get it in the pink. All right. If you feel like you need a little more, you can fill it up a little bit more, but I may just push it a little bit here. And so this one is always dedicated to my green. All right. And now put it down. And then I'm going to get another offset, which I forgot to get. Here it is. And I'm going to do my green. Don't use the same one for each one, okay? Now let me show you. I'm going to remove the foil so you can see. And then you're just going to repeat this exactly the same in your other pan. And then the third pan, you're going to reverse them. So you have the checkerboard, the opposite colors, okay? If you find the layer is a little thin, I think that one's a little thin. I'm just going to put a little more green in there. Just a baby bit more green. And if you want to be careful, I want to show you how this comes out, but if you want to be careful, you can actually leave the foil into the end and then add more batter if you see you have it and you need it. So I'm just going to add a little more green. It's a little thin over here. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then you spread it. And don't move your foil. Everybody has been spread. Now, let me just show you what this looks like, and then I'm going to continue doing this. So I'm just going to gently lift it off. Okay. And then that foil can get tossed out. You can save your safety, they look like safety pins to me, but you can take your clips and just, there you go. All right, you see? It's easy. And then you just leave it. If you see this, leave it. It's going to bake beautifully. And then you're going to do the same for another one. You're going to put the same exact thing in here, like this and like this. And then your third pan, you're going to reverse those colors. And you're going to bake each layer between 30 and 35 minutes until a small sharp knife put into the center of the cake comes out clean, or you just lightly touch it and it puffs right back up. All right. It may take a few less minutes depending on how hot your oven is. So make sure you check at about maybe 25, 28 minutes and just check it out. But I'll see you back here. Look how gorgeous my checkerboard layers have come out. And you don't get the full, like, incredible, like, ha ha, until you cut it. But now we're going to put it together. I've made some delicious buttercream. You can use anything you want. Now, the first one you got to put on your cake, your decorating platter, whatever you use. I have put mine on a cardboard cake circle. I always do that so I can bring it to people. I can cut it and freeze some. So I put it on a really pretty footed serving platter. And you want to make sure that the two of the same ones, remember, whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Two of the same ones are one on the bottom and one on top. And then the one that's different with the green on the outside instead of the pink on the outside, that's the middle one, or else you're not going to get that checkerboard. All right, so I have one of our pink on the outside ones ready. And I'm just going to put some buttercream on that. And like I said, you can use any type of buttercream you want. You do want, depending on the colors that you use for your checkerboard, you could just use chocolate and vanilla. You could just put a little cocoa powder in the vanilla one, the vanilla half of the batter. You could do whatever you want. But depending on the season, and it's spring and so many different holidays in the spring that I'd like to sort of showcase, you know, pink and green and Spring is coming and warm weather and flowers. All right, just clean that off. All right, so we have to do this one next, right? Remember that? So I'm going to do it like this. And I'm going to flip it over. All right. I'm just going to nestle it down. Lovely. And we're going to do another frosting. Okay. And like I said, you do whatever you feel like doing, but I like the white. You could even put some lemon curd in here or some sliced fruit. But again, what are you showcasing? Checkerboard. Checkerboard is the answer. You are definitely showcasing the checkerboard. So, you know, the cleaner it looks in the middle, the better. Just want to make sure all your layers are lined up. And to think, we did not have to buy that pan. We just had some fun. It was a little messy, but it was fun. I love doing it. I love making homemade checkerboard cakes. All right. Now, I'm ready for my last layer, Mr. DeMille. I'm going over and I'm just going to gently put it on top. Lovely. Beautiful. And you know what? My cakes took a little less than 30 minutes. And I think because we piped out the different batters, I think it would take a little less time than if you just did plain yellow cake cake layers. So give yourself between like 25 and 28 minutes, and they were done. So again, my oven tends to run hot, but I always want to tell you what is truth, and that's what I ended up with, a little bit less time than the 30 to 35. So if you just bake them as yellow cake layers, you would have probably about 30 to 35. These baked a little bit faster. Okay, ooh, nice. And then no one knows the surprise inside. No one will know except you. And then when you cut it, then everyone will see. Yes, yes, all that beautifulness. Okay, I'm going to keep adding. And I have a few tricks up my sleeve to decorate this before we cut into it. So I'm going to continue frosting this. And when I come back, you're going to see it. And we're going to cut into it. So I just decorated my checkerboard cake, and it's time to cut it. So it's been chilled. It's been decorated. It's had the whole 9 yards, and now it's ready to cut into. So I have my knife. I'm dipping my knife into a glass of very hot water. I'm going to wipe it down, and I'm going in for the kill, folks. I'm going right down. Okay. 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 Some serious cutting. Oh. And I see a little bit of the colors inside. Are you ready? Oh. Are you ready? I know this is a really big piece. Really big piece. Okay. With a really big, this is like a pie server. It's so big. Okay, you ready? Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Okay. Oh yeah, baby. Homemade checkerboard cake without buying those expensive pans. Look how gorgeous that is. Look how gorgeous that is. That is most gorgeous. I hope you make this checkerboard cake. I don't care if it's 2 layers or 3, but it's awesome. Become a subscriber too, because I really want you as a subscriber. Take care.